Time management in the executive arena and how I approach it with my executive coaching practice shows up in a couple of areas. But let me just start out by what I want and what my clients want when we get into this topic area. In a nutshell, they want more executive time. I define it as someone who has time in their office, quiet, uninterrupted, but doesn't have any structure. They're not tackling their email list. They're not returning phone calls. In fact, they're sitting back in their chair with their feet up on their desk, and they're dreaming up new ways to create increased revenue for the company. This is the purpose of executive time in my eyes. The challenge is most of us schedule ourselves back to back all day long, accepting meetings, attending meetings, and whatever else might be involved in that. And this is one of the challenges that we come across is the executive thinks they need to do everything. And so ways that we tackle time management, sometimes it's really simple. A couple little discussions, we institute a couple of tools they test, and maybe things get cleaned up. This is in the minority of cases. Sometimes it can be done that way. What I have discovered is there's an emotional hook. Something out there could be multi-layered, and one of them is trust. I have to attend all of my meetings because I can't trust my teams to get the meeting right or deliver on the project unless I'm there. So this is about trust and letting go. So we take a closer look at the emotional hooks, as I put it, or the buttons that are out there that prevent us from saying no to the meetings so we have more time to have creative business thinking. Another element of time management is saying no. Sounds simple. Most of us have a hard time doing it. I'll put it another way. Do you find yourself saying yes when you want to say no? And that really sets up the paradigm. And so we work on practicing how to say no. The one that usually follows that is, well, if I'm not there, who's going to take care of it? So this enters the area of delegation. And this is an important thing to groom and develop people so that you can delegate to them trustingly so that they get the job done and you're not worrying about it. So the idea is to take all these meetings that you used to attend in a month, maybe it was like 4 hours worth of meetings, and you can compress that into a 15-minute talk with the person you delegated it to. You just carved out a lot more time. That's just one area. What if you did that 4 times a week? So you can see the compounding effect once you start to clean this up. And one more point that I think is instrumental in time management. There might be a corporate vision, or the executive might have his or her personal vision for their department or the group that they run, whether it's a huge revenue piece or it's research and development or it's in sales or marketing, it doesn't matter. But what can tend to happen is they try to do everything for everybody. They respond to every single email they get. And then next thing you know, there's this clutter, I call it, the clutter of small administrative things that maybe they don't need to be doing, but they feel responsible for, and it just starts to bury them, starts to cover them up. So the idea is to pare down the amount of activities. And so one of the ways that I do this is let's get extra clear on your personal vision for your part of the business. Crystal clear. And that we do through coaching sessions, through Q&A, and we start to distill out what is driving your business. What are the core things you need to be, really in charge of, and which ones can you let go of? If vision doesn't fit you, the one I often use is what's your North Star? And once you get that North Star straightened out, clear, concise, couple sentences, you know where your core time is going to be spent. And this can have a tremendous impact on time management.